with over 33,000 illegal crossings this year alone, shattering records and costing British taxpayers billions? Do you really believe our government wants to solve Britain's migration crisis? In this video, Isabel Oakeshott and Kevin O'Sullivan on Talk TV examine Shabana Mahmood and Labour's ongoing indecision. Tough words on earning the right to stay, but zero action as boats flood across our borders. Plus, we'll unpack the timeless leadership principle that's missing here, being clear on priorities. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
Today, Shabana Mahmood, Isabel, hosted an international summit, a summit of European leaders, and she is taking familiar refuge of the Labour Party in particular, but all these Home Secretaries, in the lie, the sort of pretense that international cooperation is the key to solving our migrant crisis. She goes on, and she said in a speech, she admitted that this government has, and I quote, failed to bring order to our borders. Really, Shabana? Who knew? What a surprise that is. And she said that the ongoing failure of sealing our borders and the ongoing crisis is, and again I quote, eroding trust, not just in us as political leaders, but the credibility of the state itself. Well, she's absolutely right on that, but this is her fault. By the way, these summits representatives came from countries like Albania, Bulgaria, Germany, Greece, Kosovo, Poland, Serbia, and some others apparently. This summit, by the way, let's just get this on record, will achieve what all the other migrant crisis international summits achieved, the square root of sod all, absolutely nothing. That's what they all say. We're international, if we cooperate, if we work together, we can solve this. No, Shabana, this is what you have to do. Leave the European Convention on Human Rights. Stop putting migrants in 4-star hotels. Stop giving them free food, stop giving them free doctors, stop giving them free dentists, and stop giving them mainly, most importantly, lawyers to fight their case to stay. Stop all that. Leave the ECHR and our migrant crisis will start to be solved. She won't do any of that because that's to do with human rights. Labour is addicted to human rights. They won't do any of that. So she is going to be just as useless as Yvette Cooper and just as useless as all the other Home Secretaries who have fallen onto the scrap heap of political history, having failed to even begin to tackle this shambles.
You know what there were many things that annoyed me about this today, but perhaps the thing that annoyed me most was the use of the word proud. Shabana Mahmood said she was proud that the UK was providing international leadership on this issue. How absolutely delusional can you get? The only leadership, the only example we're setting to the world on illegal immigration is precisely how not to handle it. And the idea from our Home Secretary that we're providing some kind of global leadership is frankly embarrassing. But look, they've got a habit of this, haven't they? You know, just as Bridget Phillipson pretended earlier this week that the UK played a leading role in the peace in our times in Gaza, now we've got a Home Secretary pretending that we're playing a leading role in global solutions to organised crime.
We don't need a global solution, do we, Isabel? We need a domestic solution. It's pretty easy. Have a look at what Donald Trump did in America, Shabana, and do the damn same, otherwise you've got no chance.
That's precisely it. Now, of course it makes sense, and I was only saying this last week, of course it makes sense to support allies who are demonstrably doing practical things to stop people coming our way. So if there are countries that are actually stopping boats heading towards Britain, brilliant. But I'm afraid that our experience shows that those countries are very few and far between, countries that actually mean it. And what is more likely to happen is that you get what the French do, and we give them hundreds of millions of our taxpayers' money. And what do we get back? Well, basically, French shrugs. That's what we get. And so, Shabana Mahmood takes thinly veiled aim at Reform UK and Nigel Farage, saying, pompously, the solution to all of this is not to turn inward. And I think we know what she means by that irritating little phrase. What she's saying there is the solution is not to be Little England about this. But she is wrong. And what Nigel Farage understands that she finds so difficult to grasp is that we can only rely on ourselves in this crisis. It is on us to resolve our border crisis, and it is on her in particular.
Yeah, and already she's proved she's going to be the same as the rest. Labour are addicted to human rights, and therefore they won't leave the ECHR. They'll carry on giving all these migrants all these incredible enticements. As the French always say, how do you expect us to stop them coming across the channel when you in Britain offer them the earth as soon as they get here? They're absolutely right. I mean, almost above and beyond anything, 48% of them, when they apply for asylum, get to stay here. It's ridiculous. Our entire system is ridiculous, and all Shabana Mahmood is doing, just like Yvette Cooper, just like all the useless Tory Home Secretaries as well, is just fiddling around the edges. Here's something she announced. This is getting tough. Migrants coming to the UK will need to speak English to an A-level standard under tougher new rules set to be introduced by the government. Look, we're not even deporting paedophiles. Do you think we're going to deport people because they don't speak very good English? I mean, come on, it's just absurd.
I mean, they can make these announcements until they're blue in the face, although they don't really announce anything much. But no one's going to believe any of that. There are probably hundreds of thousands of people in our country right now that don't speak level English because we've brought in so many people with zero requirement to do so. So I've got no faith in that whatsoever. We're like, what a waste of time. This is more than 6 months ago. What a total waste of time. At that time, the Prime Minister once again laughably claimed that he was spearheading, that was the word that was used, spearheading international efforts to smash the vile people smuggling gangs. By the way, Shabana Mahmood still using that phrase. She used it again. Can't believe it.
Honestly, Isabel, look, I've already consigned her to the scrap heap of useless Home Secretary history. She is going to be, she's already proving she's just as bad as the rest of them. They've got no resolve. They won't tackle this. They won't leave the ECHR. They'll carry on giving all these asylum seekers everything they've ever dreamed of. Then they'll go and trash the hotels we put them in. It's just going to go on and on and on. Shabana Mahmood is going to be as hopeless, as ineffective, and as weak as all the rest of them. It is already very, very clear.
When you care, you don't just talk like you care. You act like you care by making decisions that show that you care. Every Home Secretary from the past 15 years under both Tories and Labour starts upbeat with plans to fix the migration crisis. Then they step into the job, get disoriented, and tie their own hands. They blame everyone else, churn out rhetoric, and do nothing. The problem festers. Here's the truth. They lack clarity on priorities. Without it, they chase shadows of solutions. The ECHR looms as the biggest roadblock. Both parties cling to this bureaucracy over Britain and its people. It blocks real progress on migration. But politicians could fix that today if they got their priorities straight. And that's not all. They say that migrants have more rights than Brits. They also put up migrants in 4-star hotels, 3 meals a day, pocket money, free health care, free dental, free lawyers to fight deportation, even after serious crimes. Why wouldn't anyone risk the channel for that? Leaders who respect citizens put them first. They protect against all threats, foreign and domestic. But our politicians hesitate. No wonder 33,500 crossed this year alone, shattering records. Britain needs a new brand of politicians. Politicians who believe in sovereignty. Politicians who believe in themselves and the British people. Politicians voted into power who can resolve issues without outside influences telling them what to do. Politicians who have the resolve in their hearts that, against all odds, Britain comes first. Be the leader with clear priorities. Will you step up and be that politician? Be that leader. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.